In the new episode of Sports Nation, we'll go to the Kazakhstan Trophy Raid Cup. We'll talk to Valery Zhumadilov, Vice Champion of Europe in Masters Athletics. At the end of the episode, we'll tell you about the most useful sport for children. Friends, welcome to the Kazakhstan Rally Trophy Raid Cup. This is an off-road race where the fastest and most agile wins. Athletes are ready and are coming to the start line. They're just waiting for the go-ahead from the judge. This is the first time we're talking about motorsports. When fans of the rally and trophy raids gather in one place, the mud on the knee is not enough. It should be up to the hood, or better, up to the roof. Such a place was found 20 kilometers from the capital. The point is that here you understand where the risk is and where that line of danger is, where it's worth the risk and where it's not. That's probably the main thing that people get from motorsports. The meadow has trails of several categories of difficulty: moto, tourism, and pro. Artificial ditches and pits were added to the natural bumps, river and swamps. TR1, TR2, TR3. This is the experience level of the cars and the experience level of the participants. TR2 is middle class, quite common in Kazakhstan. TR1 is also a good class, but the cars are close to the standards. Last year there was no competition at all due to the pandemic, so no one wanted to miss such a chance to get back on the trail of speed and adrenaline. Dozens of crews, including motorcyclists, are ready to try their luck. Let's first explain what this sport is. It's enduro, the sport of dirty and ugly bikes. You're testing your bike yourself. Why? I believe that every man is a child at heart and a boy. Each child has his own toys. This is my toy. Now enduro is rapidly gaining popularity, especially among beginners, because it gives good skills in driving a bike. Of course, there are risks, as falls are common here. And athletes need endurance and strong physical strength to overcome obstacles. Tell us about your bike. What is it like? It's a KTM free ride. You could say it's the lightest bike in its class. It weighs 94 kilograms, which is its advantage. It is not inferior in power. How much does a bike like that cost? The new one is about 4 million. You can buy a used bike in such condition for 2 million. Immediately after the motorcyclists, cars of the tourism category come to the start. While seemingly simple, the first lap for some crews turns out to be the last. The cars get stuck in the trench. Friends, this is what the cars look like after the race. Considering that the trail is not so dirty, athletes do not spare their cars and just ride hard for victory. These are cars of the tourism category. Marina Nasridinova is one of the lovers of noise and dirt. The only girl among the participants has been among the best racers in the country for several years. We can ride the mountains, we swim underwater, we ride in the dust. We can race at speed and at the same time we can sit in a swamp for several hours. Marina makes no secret of all the men's hobbies to her liking. Her main sport is bodybuilding, where she is the absolute champion of Kazakhstan. Now her dream is to win as many motorsports titles as possible. We have everything to save ourselves. This, for example, is a sand truck. When the car got stuck, you can pull it under the wheels and try to ride out. A shovel, a spare tire. What else do we have here? Basically everything. Anchor, sand truck, ropes, tire. So this car cannot be driven in the city. It is only for racing, for tournaments. You can't drive it in the city because it's too ugly. They won't give us a permit. And it's very hard to drive on asphalt. Did you bring it in by tow truck? Yes, we did. A career in motorsports is a significant financial outlay, and it is very difficult to make money in competitions in Kazakhstan, so mostly real fans come here in pursuit of a competitive spirit. Now, those who can afford it are racing. If you have the ability, the desire to win, then on this trail you can find your inner core and feel like a participant in an adventure that will both temper and give strength for further achievements. What do you get in return? Organizers can find sponsors if they wish to generate more interest, but you know, we don't care. A real athlete fights for a title, for a place, for a rank. That's why Oleg, my husband, opened a car service station. They also get new clients. Motorsport, it's not just car racing, it's a whole show that gathers a lot of spectators. And the racers experience great physical exertion, spend a lot of time and money. But all this, they say, is compensated by emotions and adrenaline. Next in the episode is a big interview with Valery Zhumadilov, 8-time champion of Estonia in athletics, stereotypes, Kazakhstan, sports and longevity. Friends, next to me is the hero of our episode, Valery Zhumadilov, a man who at the age of 50 started professional sports. I think that many men, not only in our country, dream of looking like this at 60. It's hard to believe, but Valery recently turned 60. He came to this milestone as an 8-time champion of Estonia, champion of Russia, Belarus, and vice-champion of Europe in athletics. Valery resides permanently in Estonia's capital, Tallinn, but this year he decided to perform under the flag of Kazakhstan. You started playing sports at the age of 50. At the age of 50, most men, on the contrary, begin to minimize their physical activity. You break stereotypes. Why? There is indeed such a stereotype. One of the most popular comments I get is, look at your passport, you don't need to stress so much, you don't need to do this. You know, there is such a crab theory. It states that if there are several crabs in a bucket and one tries to climb out, the others will pull him back down. It's a real experience. I didn't think I was breaking anything. It just sort of worked itself out. I was doing something all the time. I just wasn't actively involved in sports. And at 50, I started running to lose weight. I went out to about this kind of arena. It's chic here, of course, but it was also a 200-meter arena. I've never been to the arena. Those tracks, coating, I liked the place. I ran a lap and started running. Running is very good because for us, it is a natural exercise, an activity. There's one thing though, we lose speed over the years and that's very important. Yes, you know, we lose speed over the years and it's thought that we lose it faster than we lose endurance. This is a myth. We lose speed just as we lose endurance. But it's still bad. Yes, of course. And how do you feel about that, given that you set goals to win? How do you react physiologically to such things?
Я спокойно к этому отношусь. Я понимаю, что есть как бы законы биологии, никуда не денешься.
There are the laws of biology. There's no getting around it. I try to age as well as the best of my age. I look at the rankings of runners of my age and try to be in the top 3, top 5 of the world.
Я стараюсь быть где-нибудь там в тройке, в пятерке хотя бы. Там мировых результатов.
So competition helps in life?
Да, конечно. Одно дело физическое старение, а другое дело, ментальное.
Yes, of course. Physical aging is one thing, but mental aging is another. You don't let yourself get old because you're developing all the time. You communicate a lot, contact other people. This is where aging begins. If you've aged mentally, it starts with the stereotype that you don't need it.
Головой, потому что с этого все начинается. Со стереотипа, что тебе это уже не нужно.
How old do you feel?
Вот мой любимый возраст, теперь я думаю, где-нибудь после 40 только начинается. Когда ты уже достаточно взрослый.
My favorite age now only starts after 40, when you're old enough, experienced enough, informed enough, economically independent. By the time you're 40, you've already achieved something. Housing, everyday problems, kids are all grown up, and this attitude towards age has changed dramatically. When I was a kid, people in their 60s, even in Soviet movies, were pensioners in glasses reading a newspaper.
Люди там 60 лет, и даже вот старые фильмы советские, если посмотреть, там будут пенсионеры в 60 лет, все там уже, там с газетой, в очках такой сидит.
Live out their days, so to speak.
А теперь вот, ну...
Yes, and now we've reached that age. I was born in 1961. This is the attitude towards an age that has changed a lot.
Отношение к возрасту очень сильно изменилось.
Valery Zhumadilov was born in western Russia in the city of Smolensk. His father, Yerky Zhumadilov, born in the East Kazakhstan region, came after graduating from college to build the Abakan-Tayshet railroad. Valery wanted to become a military man since childhood, so after serving in the navy, he enrolled at the Kyiv Naval Academy. Fate led him to the Baltic Fleet. Valery has been living in Tallinn for more than 30 years and doing business. I know you didn't live in Kazakhstan as a child. How old were you when you first came to Kazakhstan?
Третья вещь, которая мне нравится в Казахстане, которая меня удивляет.
Так или иначе, есть такая мода, люди, сторонники...
Such a principle of family, caring for each other, is probably the third thing I like about Kazakhstan, and that surprises me.
Как ваш рацион выглядит? Скажите, что вы исключили вообще?
Я стараюсь вообще не...
Anyway, now there is such a fashion, everyone supports a healthy lifestyle. Everyone goes out for a run. Everyone maintains a healthy, nutritious diet. Someone might be overdoing it. What about you? What have you excluded from your diet? I try not to eat fast carbohydrates at all, sugar. There's nothing so fantastic about my diet. Common principles of healthy nutrition. I noticed that everyone in Kazakhstan likes compote. It's been like that since Soviet times. Not a healthy habit. There is a lot of sugar in the compote. I wouldn't drink it. And I think people are overweight because they drink pure sugar in the form of drinks. It seems to be useful, juices, compote. Not really. Meals should contain more unprocessed food. Vegetables, meat, fish. I love milk, by the way. How loyal is your family to your hobbies? You are often away from home.
Первое время, каждый раз, когда я приезжал с соревнований, жена мне говорила, ну вот ты привез медаль, все, ты доволен?
In the beginning, when I came back from competitions, my wife told me, look, you've brought a medal. You're happy. You're not going to go there again, are you? I said, no, wait. And for probably 5 years, she kept hoping I would stop. Now, she has got used to it, has accepted it.
Конечно, да, это налагает на всю семью, накладывает, ну, в общем, такой на жизнь отпечаток, оттенок. Но с другой стороны...
Even supports me. Of course, it affects the whole family. But on the other hand, both my children and my wife understand that I have a different role. I have a YouTube channel, and they've already used to it. They support me.
И они уже как бы привыкли к этому и даже поддерживают.
How did you come up with this idea that you need a YouTube channel, need to share knowledge? It was quite accidentally. I had a coach from Ukraine. We communicated via the internet. He gave me instructions. I sent him my videos. Sometimes it was not very convenient to send a video, so we communicated via Skype. I started shooting for YouTube. I had experience in shooting and video editing. I liked it. I used to edit videos on old computers when we went on vacation, and when we got smartphones, started editing videos with music on my phone and sending them to the coach. And then I realized it looks good. I got some subscribers. One thing led to another.
Появились потихонечку как-то какие-то подписчики, и как-то вот оно пошло.
Master sports require personal costs. It is not funded by the state of any country. Athletes come at their own expense. How old were you when you felt financially independent? About 40. I have my own business. It doesn't require your presence, does it?
Да, ну, в принципе, да, где-то...
Well, basically, yes. Around the age of 40, I reached some kind of independence. I can't say I'm very successful. Due to the recent crisis, things are not going great now, but basically it allows me to do what I do. Plus, I got a channel. It's not profitable yet, but I'm starting to think to change direction and take up my hobby professionally and develop the channel. Valery applied to the Kazakhstan Athletics Federation with a proposal to perform under the flag of our country and fairly quickly received approval. As the athlete says, now he will have even more opportunities to perform because all the competitions that take place in Asia are open to him. What is your ultimate goal in sports? What would you like to achieve? My immediate goal is to set an Asian record. I have now moved into the 60+ age category. The Asian 200-meter record is 25 seconds. This is one lap in the arena. The body really needs a boost over the age. Do you feel it's getting harder and harder? Happened sometimes. Last year I felt like my physical form was getting worse. Well, last year I didn't have any systematic training. There was no competition because of COVID. A person needs to be motivated. That's how people go to the gym to lose weight for summer. This motivation is enough for a week. Then you stand in front of the mirror and think, I'm already thin. And when you have a specific competition or a result, there's no turning back.
А вот когда у тебя есть цель, конкретное соревнование, конкретный результат, тут уже не открутишься.
You're such a media person. You're great on camera. You look like a Hollywood actor, not to mention your physical form. Have you had any offers to work as a model or actor?
Выпускник режиссерского факультета
Amangildy Mukushev, a graduate of the directing department, invited me to star in his thesis. He offered me a casting. I sent my photos, they selected me. Then I talked to him. When I was in military school, I did drama school. I was even given lead roles. And in short, I had good casting. I was approved for the role, but I was not technically able to. I had to break away from the business, and I had to say no, and he got very upset, so I received an offer only once.
Работа, и мне пришлось отказаться. Он даже как-то расстроился. А вот, в принципе, да, такое предложение было, но вот одно.
Do girls even write to you with any hope?
Ну, бывает, но я женат, у меня 3 детей от первого брака.
Yes, they do, but I'm married. I have 3 children. I have a son from my first marriage who is 35 years old. The grandson is now 7. I have 2 daughters. One will be 17, the other 15. My heart's taken. Girls write like he's 60 and I'm 20, but I like him. Some people begin to judge them, but it's such a compliment for me. I appreciate it.
Спасибо всем, кто так говорит, ну.
You have a large family. How important it is to you that they are also involved in sports. All of them are involved in sports. The older daughter plays tennis, the younger one plays volleyball. The grandson is engaged in karate and figure skating. My son has been involved in strength sports for a long time. He has titles, he took medals at European all-around championships. Now he's doing tricks on a mountain bike. My daughter-in-law is a figure skater. The whole family is sporty. Valery, thank you very much for the interview. It was nice to talk to you. Good luck with everything. Now we'll tell you why experts call acrobatic gymnastics almost the best sport for a child. Children love acrobatic gymnastics or the opportunity to release energy. In addition, it is a great substitute for computer games. It gives just as much adrenaline and the joy of victory. Also, the children does not sit in the same position for a long time. The simplest way to start acrobatics is to do rolls. Common rolls, tuck rolls. This is a lead-up exercise to the somersault. We lead the children to each element, and accordingly, before performing a complex element, we do a lot of lead-up exercises.
Элемент, мы делаем очень много подводящих упражнений.
Unlike gymnastics, it is a group sport. That is, athletes never perform alone, only in pairs or as a team. All of this instills a sense of responsibility. They don't understand what is it to dance, to do the elements. They do it for a week, it gets hard and they drop it. It was also hard for me. For 2 weeks I wanted to drop it, but my mom persuaded me to continue training, and now I love this sport. While jumping on a trampoline, the body center of gravity is constantly changing, which encourages the child to quickly respond to changes in his/her position in space. And such regular training significantly improves coordination, balance, and vestibular system. In Kazakhstan, acrobatics as a full-fledged sport appeared in 1936. This is not an Olympic sport, so there are not as many acrobats in our country as boxers, wrestlers, or gymnasts. However, the level of development of the sport in our country is quite high. Athletes often become winners of international tournaments.
Базовым элементом, в принципе, обучить можно любого.
Any child can be taught the basic elements. We give a lot of general physical training. There are a lot of stretching exercises. You see, there's also a trampoline, a track, so we have a lot of equipment that we can work on with kids.
Как бы у нас много различных снарядов, на чем мы можем с детьми работать.
Acrobatic gymnastics is first of all body balance, discipline, and volitional qualities. Doctors recommend training from the age of 6, both for girls and boys. The skills you learn here will definitely come in handy in life. Our episode ends with the video of the week. The country's first ever summer cup in water jumping was held on the shore of the Bukhtarma Reservoir in the East Kazakhstan region. Here are some highlights of the competition. On that note, we say goodbye to you. Subscribe to the Qazaq TV YouTube channel and follow us online.